Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector, and this week I have with me a viewer request special from, well, the Gamers Embassy very own Man in the Black Hat. Now, there's something of a story behind this. I was meant to get this for the December mystery specials, but it didn't happen, so it arrived this month, and here it is now. This is Transformers Generations Thrilling 30 Sandstorm, the triple changer, based off of Springer, in a sense. Here is the box. Raise the camera up a bit, so you can get a nice little read of that. Which, you can either read it here or pause it and then wait. So, that's out of the way. And now his tech specs after his bio. Let's see. Strength looks to be... well, his lowest stat is a 7, so that's either a 7 or an... no, it's an 8. Is it an 8? Okay, that's a 10. 9, 8, nope, it's a 7. His intelligence is a 9, his speed... wait. Oh no, his strength is a 7, his speed is a 6, endurance 7, rank 6, courage 10, fire blast, firepower 6, and skill 10. First time I didn't have any trouble with it because it was all in the same general area, and now we get rid of the box. Well, I'm still going to have it. It's just that it's not going to be okay, you get what I mean. And here he is. I really don't want to try messing with him right now because I had one hell of a time trying to get him to stand up on camera before the video even started. Okay, here's the little LED light. Put it over his head there. Now he does have a light piping gimmick, or the battery. Ah, there we go. So that is a little bit loose, but he has the same posability as Springer. Ratchety elbows. Ratchety knees, and the feet. Unfortunately, his backpack makes him really, really top-heavy, so I'm gonna see if I can get him to stand up. Wow. All it took was to bend the wings forward a bit. But at the request, before I go changing him into a vehicle, upon the request of Man in the Black Hat, and something I discovered on my own, you can, well, this is something that, and here's his gun, it's pressure loaded like Springer's, sort of. I'll add Springer in a little bit. Anyway, on to this. I took his legs and made them like this because they were dragging against the ground, in a sense. You probably can't figure out what I'm going at here, but it involves... making him look like he's in a wheelchair. I know this might seem like something of an insult to the handicapped, but again, this was at the request of Man in the Black Hat, who is now currently stuck in a wheelchair due to medical reasons. And I don't mean like broken anything, I mean he can't really walk anywhere anymore. He's stuck in a wheelchair unless he's at home or something. Now that, outside of anything else, that is none of my business. I'm just bringing that up because he thought this was humorous as hell. And so did I. So he's able to laugh at it, and I'm glad about that. And here he is gripping them, trying to roll across. Okay. Okay, with that out of the way, with that bit of silliness out of the way, going to, pull him like this. As for his head, it's on a ball joint, and it can go, full 360, look up, look down, so forth. I'm going to put him in dune buggy mode. So, like Springer, it's not that hard. You unfold this. The only difference is that between him and Springer, Man in the Black Hat got this guy, I think from a Walmart. I could be wrong, but the big difference between the first Springer and this guy is this guy had both the proper hands. Because, screw Toy Whiz. Let me raise the camera back up a bit. Okay, his arms are now configured for car mode, which means take them out and lift this section up. His head is also way easier to get in than Springer's. Okay, you got that part done and out of the way. Now, link the legs. Like so. No, wait, you don't link the legs yet. You leave them splayed. But you do take this entire section and move it back. Put the arms, or what used to be the arms, and raise this back up front. And now you got the car almost done. And you couldn't see any of that, could you? No, I didn't think so. Anyway, this part is up here. And then, to do things more easily, fold that there and keep these splayed. Because they peg into these sections, like in the Springer video. Now, aside from the gigantic back wheels and that thing that I just did that probably screwed everything up, I'm not sure. Yes. Okay, no. There. He's actually easier to put together than Springer because the wheels aren't on where his legs are. There. And now all that's left, unfold these and make them flat. You'll see why in a minute. Fold this down, and this tab right here will tab in right there in that little hole. And while it does make it look like an awesome supercar or something, this entire section folds over and gives him armored windows in the front. And he actually looks more like one of the Target Masters in this mode than he did in G1. Well, maybe he'll be a Target Master or something. Who knows? I don't think Sandstorm has shown up in the comics yet. Granted, I haven't been reading the comics. I just know the Dark Energon stuff that's... Not Dark Energon, Dark Cybertron stuff that's been going on for a little bit. And that's because of the 2 Generations comics, and I'm rambling off topic. So... here he is in vehicle mode. He rolls quite smoothly, and here he is next to Springer. You can obviously tell the big differences that happened here. And the fact that his Dune Buggy mode makes me think of Speed Buggy because the grill kind of has this dopey smile on it, and the headlights look like eyes. Dear Lord. But yes, you can tell the obvious differences with Springer and Sandstorm right off the bat. Aside from the obvious change in color schemes and paint, Sandstorm has the gigantic wheels in the back that are detached from the rest of the vehicle, that are actually part of his back, and he has the shell covering, which will be doing something else in a moment. And I'm actually going to transform Springer off to the side while I'm doing this. So remove the guns. And we're going to transform, you know, at least set him up front so you can get a good look at his dune buggy mode, like I was talking about it earlier, while I transform Springer off camera. Yeah, this might get edited out for the sake of moving things along, but I don't like to have things filled with dead air for no particular reason. So, yeah, that's probably gonna be what happens. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been sending my videos into my editor recently, and that's mostly because I don't want to feel like a bother, because Hat is who, Man in the Black Hat, does my video editing. Thanks to him, some of my videos could have been much, much, much worse than they actually turned out to be. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And okay, apparently that's how it's supposed to be. Sorry about this, folks. Just doing a little, you know, messing around with stuff. This is what happens when you're trying to review and compare two figures who are from the same general mold. Like I said, general. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to transform him into his helicopter mode, which involves, you know, folding the wheels up and then flipping them upside down, folding this tail section back, folding those down like so, and it's all pretty easy from this point onward. Okay, come on, detach. There we go. Okay, we're pretty much done with this area for now. Take this section, fold it up. Oh no, wait, I've been transforming his arms incorrectly for a while now. Oh boy, I feel so dumb. Just like I did with Springer a few times already. So let me briefly move back to Springer. And my God, I do mean briefly. Okay, so one side. And two sides. Yes, I kept forgetting that these are supposed to peg into the sides, and I'm glad I remembered to do this on camera, because I would never let myself forget this. I would never forgive myself for forgetting such a key detail. And I'm glad I remembered. I am glad I'm glad I remembered. Oh, Lord, I feel so dumb. Dumb is just, Anyway, you got the helicopter sides configured. Now, take the entire portion here, move it forward so that it pegs back into place. And now, this entire section, we'll raise these up a bit, and fold it down so that they peg in to those. Okay. These holes right here will have these pegs here. These little pegs here will peg in here. So, you know, everything will connect together. So, now I'm going to say this right now, the arms do not like pegging into the backpack, especially the right arm, but the legs clearly don't mind what gets pegged into the tail fin. And there! Okay, maybe his arms are not supposed to be folded up like Springer's, if I remember correctly. No, they're not. I do have the instruction manual, just in case. Here it is. And I need to glance over it for a moment. So, you know, more dead air for no obvious reason. And no, his arms are not supposed to peg in like Springer's. They're supposed to be flat. Like so. So now we do the whole peg-in process all over. And there! Now he's done! Hoy. And this is his VTOL mode. Here's Springer. Now, here's the big difference. Let's zoom out a bit. Springer's fins fold out like so, you know, because this is his arm, but Sandstorms are not supposed to because they get in the way of his dual rotors. So, yes. Now, with that in mind, here is his gun. You pull back this entire black portion here and fires. It's pressure-based. Similar to Springer's, only, you know, Springer's you push forward and it's a dual action. And their missiles are essentially the same, so you could actually switch them out for one another. Pardon me while I reload their guns, again, off camera. Oh, so much. Ow, and now I have the hiccups. Lovely. So now I'm going to attach the gun to Springer, because trust me, this is easier if I do it off camera rather than on camera while I'm talking to the camera distantly. Same thing with Sandstorm. Okay, that was actually much easier. Sandstorm has not been giving me as much problems, because he cut my finger when I first got him out of the box, and no, I didn't cut my finger on the knife. I mean, one of the joints skinned my knuckle. Yeah, that was fun. So, his little dual rotors, well, you can't exactly see these parts spin, but for some reason this turns like this, but the other one doesn't, and I don't know what's wrong with that, or if anything's wrong with it or not. Now, I could potentially switch their guns around, but I'm not, because things could happen, and I don't feel like dealing with that right now, and there was Springer doing his spinny bit. And And so, I suppose it's back to robot mode. Putting Springer off to the side again, mostly. And comparing the robot modes. And hopefully nobody will fall down and or apart. I'm looking at you, Sandstorm. Now, again, being the fact that they both share the same mold means they transform exactly alike from vehicle to robot, regardless of what mode they're in, which makes things considerably easier. Considerably being the key word here. Now, considerably or generally. Now, there is one advantage to having Springer out for this, and that would be I can use his sword to pull the landing gear out of the way for robot mode. I'm just doing this off camera because he's not important to the review. I'm sorry. Which means this part will probably get edited out. Okay, Springer's done, so he's off to the side for now. Move the gun. Nope, no damage yet. Hold these back and unattach this. Fold the fins inward so they look like a triangle. Fold those up and then down one. Split the legs. Open this up. Fold up the fists and close them back up. And again on the other side. Gently move down. And yes, I still need Springer's sword for this part. As I mentioned in the actual Springer review, landing gear down. Now his head is easier to put away, but of course it's going to be hard as heck to pull out. On camera. Okay, or not. Thanks for making a liar out of me. Peg in those. Extend the feet. Are they extended? No, he's not. There we go. Fold the backpack up like so. So that it looks like this. From the back. Reattach. Push them forward slightly so he can actually maintain some form of balance. And there is Sandstorm's knees. There's Sandstorm looking like he's hunched over, thanks to that giant backpack of his. And there is Springer out of camera shot, thanks to that giant backpack that sends him bellowing forward. Barreling forward, I meant to say, but doesn't matter, that part's probably going to be edited out too. So, with the backpack pushed back, and he's probably going to fall over backwards, without my hands constantly readjusting him to keep him up straight, where his legs Yeah, it doesn't matter how I pose his legs, this guy can't stand up properly. And as soon as I say that, he stands up properly, and then Springer knocks him over. I'm going to try to get him to stand up straight one last time, put Springer in the background, and we're going to end it right here before I can do anything else to screw it up. This has been Transformers Generations Sandstorm. Again, thank yous go to Man in the Black Hat for providing this toy and the editing job that will probably be done for this video. There's Springer in the background, but this is his video, and like I said, thanks to Man in the Black Hat for sending this, and for, everything else. I will see you all later.